Alright, finally getting around to doing this air expansion video. It's only been like a month since it released. But, what I'm going to be doing for my air expansion video, instead of making a lame, boring commentary video about it again, I'm going to be doing a tournament between all the different air expansion creatures. A little bit of info before we start here. All the footage was recorded on October 6th, meaning that if any rebalances have happened since then, these will not include them. All the battles are going to be taking place at inlet cliffs. All creatures are allowed to go in the water if they need to. All the matches at the start are chosen specifically to try and make it as fair as possible. Rebirth cards and different skins are banned, just to make it as balanced and even as possible. Alright. Alright, so that was Fight 1, Arthroplura versus Pulmonoscorpius. Arthro used to be really, really good, and I think if they hadn't nerfed it, it probably would have won. But Arthro got nerfed to the ground because people did not like how good it was, and within reason, it was really strong. But it got nerfed to the ground, and Pulmonoscorpius is really, really good. Alright, that was Fight 2. Now, with Fight 2, Dime versus Jake, Dimetrodon, this one was closer, and this one, in my opinion, could go either way. It really depends on who's where, because Dime has no abilities in water, and Jake's a water creature. So Dime can go in the water, but the water's like Jake's area, and the Jake's obviously not going to go on land. So it's kind of just, they kind of just sit and stare at each other until one of them goes into the water or on land, which 9 out of 10 times will be the Dime going into the water, and in the water, Jake will kill it. Alright, Smilo versus Gigantopithecus. I'll be honest, some of you might have noticed, we forgot to take the cards off of Smilo, but it didn't really make a terrible difference because I think Gigantopithecus was just going to beat Smilodon regardless. Gigantopithecus' abilities are really good. Gigantopithecus was going to win this one regardless. It would have probably been by a bit more had the Smilo not had cards. But, small whoopsie. fight 4. There it is. Paraceratherium versus Dodo, aka Dodo Rex. The fact that Para lost is very bad for everything else in this tournament, because let's be honest, Para was probably the only thing that could have beaten Dodo here. I mean, we'll see how it goes and all, but Para and Dodo are probably the closest to that there are in this tournament. It was really close. The Dodo had like 20 health left, and they both played their strengths. I believe that cards could change the outcome of how this would go. Like if the Para had armor cards on, then it would probably be able to beat the Dodo. This one could have gone either way, to be perfectly honest. It really just comes down to the situation and of the fight. It's very 50-50 with these two. But at the same time, it is Dodo, so there's not a whole bunch you can do against a Dodo. Can we nerf Dodo, or just change it? Like, Dodo Rex is really strong. All right, Hippo versus Rhino. I'm so mad that the Hippo died. I love the Hippo. The Hippo's great. The Rhino, pretty destined to win here. The Rhino's really good. Its rooting ability, where it leaves you there and it can just kind of hit you from behind while you... That sounded better in my head. And it has that heal ability. Healing mid-combat is probably the best thing you can do. Out of any ability, I feel like the best kind of ability for a creature to have is healing mid-combat. But the Hippo, water, obviously, is the Hippo's main strong suit. One of its abilities is completely focused around water. It can't really spend a whole bunch of time in the water because the Rhino is not going to go in the water for obvious reasons. Alright, this one was a bit of an interesting one. This one, in my opinion, was probably the closest and could have gone either way. By closest, I mean like not health-wise in the actual fight, but in terms of how similar the creatures are to each other. Megatherium, when it doesn't have cards, is not particularly the best. As soon as you put cards on it, it becomes like 20 times better. And you can say that for a lot of the creatures in the game, but it is like 20 times more apparent with Megatherium. In this fight in specific, he kind of got trapped in his own wall and was unable to get his first ability stacks. And the Mammoth was able to take advantage of that, and it was basically game over from there. Honestly, I thought Megatherium was going to win this.
Semifinals, woo!
And the strongest era expansion creature is Dodo/Dodo Rex. While that seems uneventful, this will all change with rebounces. I will probably do one of these again in the future. Nothing really anyone could have done here against Dodo, except for the Parasaur, which, if the Parasaur had won, this would have gone either way. This could have gone any way. I think the Rhino might have taken it if the Parasaur won, or the Mammoth. But with that being said, that's the end of the video. If you guys want me to do more of these tournaments, or any of these cool types of videos or anything, maybe even like player tournaments where I give away camera hats in the end, just comment, tell me, or you can join the Discord in the description and just give me some video suggestions. But with that being said, that's the end of the video. Bye-bye.